All right, Shalom. I want to give our praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham, Rachak Wadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to all the hopeful elect, pushing out this word in sincerity and in truth. This is Brother DeQuar from the DC camp. Come back at you with another lesson. It's going to be a quick lesson. I'm going to entitle it, it's a response to this video that I listened to, you know, and I'm going to call it deplatforming. All right, and it's originally from excuse me, it's originally from Prof Black or Professor Black HQ YouTube channel, and the brother here posted a link down here if you can see it. But Esau censored that, you know, just because dude brought out, you know, the hypocrisy in the Washington Post, you know. They called it, you know, they pretty much censored them, man. You know, it contains some language and material that's offensive, they say, you know, and all he was pretty much doing, you know, because this is a pro-black dude, you know what I'm saying? So he was just pretty much speaking of the hypocrisy and the uplifting of so-called black people as a whole, you know, and, you know, I'm going to post the link. I'm going to post a link to this one in my video, and I'm also post the link to the original one, but since they censored it, it doesn't have any comments. And it's a really good video, man. You know, it says he says a lot of good things that we say. You know, as you know, he brought up the R. Kelly situation, the Bill Cosby situation, how that was all, you know, planned to make black people, so-called black people, the face of these things, when really the so-called white people was the face of these things. And it's just them systematically trying to take down any black powers and black voices. All right, and some things I don't agree with the guy, you know, because he's not a Hebrew Israelite per se. So he doesn't have a full understanding of everything. Like I always say, you got to be in this thing to know exactly what this thing is about, you know. So he don't really understand everything about it and the different, you know, factions and camps of it, you know. And the very fact that the dude uses the word black a lot, you actually pushing white supremacy in itself, you know, because so-called white people, the Edomites, actually put those labels on us. All right, so when you actually get into the truth of the Bible, you understand the differences. But all in all, it's a good video, and he points out a lot of hypocrisies. And at the end of the day, the title deplatforming, that's exactly what they're trying to do, which is take away the voice, you know, that we have, you know, the platform. They want to take away that platform that we have, such as YouTube or anything. You know, you got some people pushing this word on Facebook and Instagram, which, you know, that's a form of pushing it, but, you know, we go to the highways and the byways and we upload the videos, you know, and we also do the sit-downs throughout the week, all right? But although there's no law, you know, we have a freedom of speech, they say, but these privately owned, businesses, you know, or such as YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, Twitter, they have the right to deny you deny certain people who use it, you know, based upon what the majority of people saying is offensive and things like that. So that's why they starting to push this hate speech and things like that. But let me start off with this. This is matter of fact, let me pull up the scripture so you can see it. John 3:12. It says, "If I have told you of earthly things and ye believe not, how shall ye believe if I tell you of heavenly things?" And the reason why I'm bringing out this guy, you know, because he speaks of the world, man. Because the scriptures also say that if oh, let me find it, man. I think it's the 7th chapter. If you were of the world, so long. Okay. It was in the, yeah. All right, this is John 15, verse 19. Well, I'll start from 18. It says, "If the world hate you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. If you were of the world would love his own. But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you." So if we was, the fact that I'm bringing out this video, because this guy is of the world, and a lot of people, they hear certain people of the world more so than they will hear us. But that's why I brought out the scripture. If you have heard, if I've told you of earthly things and you believe not, how shall you believe if I tell you of heavenly things? Because I'm going to always base it off the scriptures. You know, I'm going to see the things in the world and I'm going to base it off the scriptures. But this guy is showing you the hypocrisy that they doing in the world. And maybe a lot of jakes can understand that way more so, you know. But if I'm telling you of that, if you can't even get that, then and you can't see the blatant racism, the blatant systemic oppression that they doing to us, and pretty much the way they trying to silence black voices, because it's also this thing known as COINTELPRO, where any so-called black person that will arise as a leader, they will silence them. And this is in you can look it up. It's declassified information, you know, government programs, experiments that they was running. All right, and this is nothing different, man. You know, so if you can't see that, then you definitely not gonna understand the scriptures when we talking about the Edomites and Jacob or Israel, you know, and the end of the world. You ain't gonna understand why would these devils be making the moves that they making, man. You don't even understand that the devil is a man, which simply the word devil means deceiver. You know, you're not gonna understand all that, you know, if you can't even simply understand this, okay. But at the end of the day, all of this is biblical prophecy, man. You know? Let me get this. Acts 5:38. Because at the end of the day, the main point that I'm going to get is that they got a plan where they're going to stop this word. And the Most High, it's in the scriptures, and the Most High is going to allow it. So this is Acts 5:38. It says, "And now I say unto you, refrain from these men and let them alone. For if this counsel or this work be of men, it will come to naught." And that's what they was doing. They've been ignored. The apostles been on this on YouTube since 2007, if I'm not mistaken. So it's been what, 12 years? It's been 12 years since we've actually been on YouTube, and they've been ignoring us for the most part in the mainstream media up until the beginning of this year. It's all spiritual, man. So-called white man, they plays with numbers as well. All right? So they thought that just ignoring us, this thing would die down. But they seeing, if you don't know, the so-called white man they have algorithms, okay? So they can see anything, you know, that has to do with Hebrew Israelites. They see that the number of the attention that's been given to this is growing over the years. So they thought that just ignoring it would go away. You know, but now it's not being ignored. It's actually growing. So now they're going to have to do something about that, man. You know, they 501c3s that they set up with these other Israelite camps. That's another thing, man. You know, all Hebrew Israelites is not the same. And they try to label us black Hebrew Israelites, which you're ignoring the so-called Latinos and Native Americans, man. You know, because they pushing a narrative. What, they last year they came out with the black identity extremist thing, man. Where you actually on their documents, you know, as terrorists, you know, but you allow them to push the narrative, and that's what you're going to get. You're not going, instead of getting it straight from the horse's mouth, which a lot of our people don't want to get, you know, they want to listen to the so-called white man. They still under his spell, so they're going to automatically shun this word, man. You know, but this is all of the Most High, man. You know, but since they 501c3 charters ain't work what they got with these other camps, okay? Since they agent provocateurs ain't work, such as the Black Consciousness movement with fucking Saul Netter, Polite, also Vocab Malone and Dr. James White, all these things ain't work, man. And it's still growing. You ain't able to stop the movement. So now the so-called white man is going to have to do it on his own, man. Let me get this. Revelation 12 and 12, it says, "Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time." Okay? And for you people that think that the devil is just a spirit, nah, it's an actual people, you know? Because at the end of the day, because another thing the guy was saying, this is not about the Hebrew Israelites, which I agree with him in terms of he going to try to silence all the so-called black voices, because that's what he do. But at the end of the day, it is about the Hebrew Israelites, because the elites, the ones who call themselves the true Jews who run the media, That's what you nickname it, JewTube, okay? The Jewish people, they the ones who run the media, the ones who actually runs these Hollywood and all these different things, who control everything, the central banks. They know that what we saying, the Hebrew Israelites is saying, is the truth, you know? And that's why they also trying to, they don't really put great millstone to the forefront of the Hebrew Israelite thing, the so-called white man, except for when they demonizing us the most. So they're going to have everybody in agreement, yeah, well, they are the most extreme Israelites. You know, all we do is tell the truth, man. You know? But at the end of the day, the so-called white man knows that he has but a short time because he see the numbers growing. You know? He see that the truth is still coming out. That's why, hey, we get on other camps in terms of doctrine, but at the end of the day, the word is still being pushed. The word is still being pushed about the Israelites, man. You know? And that's why we come hard on people. Stop calling us black Hebrew Israelites, man. Because it's not just black Hebrew Israelite. It's not just so-called black people, man. And we're not Africans, man. Okay? We had our own culture and customs, man, that was taken away from us. All right? And you get that understanding, man. But, yeah, he going to come down on us, but we ain't to fear these things, man. Matter of fact, this is Revelation 2 verse 10. It says, fear none of these things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. So he's going to come down on us, you know. He's going to come down on us as a flood, man. You know. He's going to cast some of us into prison, that we may be tried. You know. But we got to be faithful unto death. We ain't supposed to fear these things, man. You know? And you got to understand, man. Going back to this. This is no coincidence. They set up the hey, man, even if you look at that the so-called Native Americans march coincided with the pro-life march. It was all set up, man. You know? But then they don't even mention, they keep saying black Hebrew Israelites. They don't even mention that the Israelites that even went out there was trying to talk to the so-called Native Americans, man. They don't even mention that, though. Telling them the they the Israelites, man. And then you got the little paid Native American saying that it was, somehow they tried to make it all about the Israelites and that the Israelites escalated the situation, man. You know? But going back to that, because it was another video. Where is that? Brother did this video where they put the Israelites on. You know? They put GMS on there. You know? When they tried to demonize the brothers in San Francisco. But that was years ago. What about all the other content that we got? Now they showed you, and when the dude in this video, by saying that the Professor Black, he showed you how they been studying us. They ain't mentioned us, but they've been studying us. They act like they got all our history down. They know all the different camps, you know? So what about all the other content that we put out? Why are you not sharing that? Why are you only sharing a certain thing? Oh, they hate black people. They hate their women. They want white people to be in prison, in slavery and murdered. They only show that side. They don't show the whole side of it, man. You know? But the dude brings out good edification in terms of what they trying to do, man, and the hypocrisy of it all. You know? And that's why I'm doing this video, so you can actually watch it. But it's going to all come down to this, man. Hey, matter of fact, let me show you this. This came out last year, August. I forget which year it was. It don't say the date on here. Because this is not the actual date. This is something different right here. But it came out last year, 2018. And they pretty much demonized it. The title is Racist Black Hebrew Israelites Becoming More Militant. And because this one faction, they got security guards with guns showing that they not spiritual, okay? Since they got security guards with guns in their little camp or you know, guarding their little school, you know, that they lump us all in the same and saying we becoming more militant, man. You know? So they feel as though they got to do something about that, man. You know? That's another article. I'll post that link. But they've been baby. See, they know that they can't just come in and just do the bring down Israel for no cause, man. So they gonna try to make it look like we are militant and we gonna try to stage some sort of rebellion, man. You know, this is why it's important to learn from the true men anyway. So you know how to conduct yourself. But it's all gonna come down to this, and this is the main point of this video, because this is biblical prophecy that this is gonna happen. So he gonna close our or stop us from teaching the word on the streets in the way we do it and putting it on YouTube, okay? But this is all biblical prophecy. This is Amos 8 verse 11. Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, that I will send a famine in the land, which Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shai is the name of his Son, whom you even call Jesus Christ. It says that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread nor of thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? So it's going to be a famine of hearing the words of the Lord, man. But it's all according to the plan of the Lord, man. Okay? Because that implies that it's going to be let me get this. Where is it? 50. Yeah. Isaiah 55 and verse 6. It says, seek ye Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, while he may be found, call ye upon him while he is near. And how is he near right now? Because we easily accessible, because we go into the street corners and you know where to find us. You can look up our YouTube channels, you can know where to find us. But at that point, when things start to get real, because the scriptures say wisdom and knowledge should be a stability at times, when things start to get real and you start to see what we've saying is true, you ain't gonna be able to find us, man. So you got to get it now. Scriptures say, remember now the Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not. Okay? Nor the years draw nigh when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. When the Lord say he has no pleasure in you guys, the rest of the Israelites, your 2/3, that's when he gonna close them doors of mercy, man. Okay? I'm gonna close on this, because I ain't want to make this long. But some scriptures was popping up in my brain. Yeah. Sirach 5, or this is Ecclesiasticus, that's also a part of the Bible, the Apocrypha, okay, that the biblical destruction group tried to destroy. Their whole goal is to try to take you away from the knowledge and away from knowing the Heavenly Father, man. You know? But Sirach 5 verse 7, it says, make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not all from day to day. Yeah. You hear this word, it resonates with you. You guys study it, man, to see why these things are so. It says, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. Because if you had any understanding, the so-called white man is the sword of the Lord. So although he gonna come down with his wrath, it's ultimately the wrath of the Lord because you disobeying him. Okay? So, like I said, man, check out this video, you know? Check out these articles. You can see the plans of the so-called white man happening, man. And it's coming close, man. The days is coming where they're going to stop the word from being easily accessible, man. You know? So it's best to get it now. Otherwise, you're going to be left out there, man. You know? And it is going to come down on this is about Jake, man. If you ain't noticed by now, the so-called white man hates you, man. You Negroes, you Latinos and Native Americans, man. And it's about getting rid of you, man. You the undesirables, okay? So get this word. This is going to be the only stability you have in these days, man. Get this word while you can. And read this, listen to this video. With that, I want to say shalom.